Okay, guys, we are live. It is Monday. It is my birthday. I'm 49 today and only look about 21. I'm happy with. Thanks for all your greetings and messages and congratulations. Congratulations, me 49. I suppose I've got to 49. It's quite good, I suppose. Halfway almost to 100. So next stop is 50. I suppose next year I might do something for that. Maybe even a party in Liverpool. You never know. But I've got Jack Mack waiting in the wings in the background. We've a lot to talk about. We'll compress it into maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. Big 2-2 yesterday, of course, and Benfica on Wednesday. The games are coming thick and fast. Hit the like, hit the share. You know what to do, guys. Let people know we're live because the legend is here with me. It's Jack Mack LFC in the house. Jackie boy, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. Happy birthday, fella. You don't look your age, fella. You had a lovely day, mate.
What age do I look, Jack? If you can even put it in the comments, guys. What age do I look? Do I look 49 or do I look 29? You know what I
mean? 29 closer, mate. That'll be nice. I want to come on your show again. So,
it's nice when a bit of dye does in your hair, you know?
Yeah, no, hope you had a lovely day, mate, and thank you for letting me come on. Absolutely.
Absolutely. No, listen, we're going to have a little, I was going to say a celebratory. As the title says, I still think, Jack, we're in this race. Yeah. We really are. I mean, I was worried at halftime yesterday at 2-1 down. We weren't playing well. It's one of our worst away first halves, I suppose. And when you're playing a team like City, who usually when they score first, I think in the last 18 or 19 games have won the game, especially at home, I was going, we are in big, big trouble here. But I know Klopp said it was like a boxer. I thought it was like a boxing match, whereas when you've got the fighter on the ropes and you're punching him and the referee or the bell, bing, bing, just goes and you could have had him finished. I think that was similar to Liverpool and the count just didn't go and we got back up and luckily for us, we played a lot better second half. We still weren't A game. You know, we didn't bring our A game, but we got something out of that game. And I think for one, Jack, that was huge to get the draw. Yes, I think it was a huge draw.
Yeah, 100%, mate, as you said. And sleeping on it, I think the result is a lot better. I know I was not happy with the points. I think Overs would have liked all 3 points, but as you said, their first half performance obviously wasn't up to scratch. Obviously, you've got to credit Manchester City. It's really difficult, especially the great technical players in which they have got in their midfield, and especially their forward line as well. But could have done better. But at the end of the day, City and Liverpool are two of the best teams in Europe, and to the fact that we come away from the Etihad, especially off the back of that first half performance, with a point. And obviously City, we'll speak about a bit later, their chances that they missed. But happy days, mate. And I think we looked over City's fixtures over the last couple of weeks. Drop points against Southampton, drop points against City as well. Wolves on the horizon. They done the double.
You know what Wolves did to them? Remember that? You know what I mean? They did the double over in one season.
Yeah, so it's a lot still to play, mate, and Reds. Just got to enjoy it. I'm pretty sure, obviously, with all focus, we'll speak about the Benfica game a bit later, but obviously all eyes on the Champions League. We need to get our place into the semi-final. It won't be an easy game. Obviously, we just got to go full focus. But it's exciting times, mate. The most important part of the season, the back end of it, and there's still so much to play for, really.
I mean, I couldn't understand. Oh, no, I can understand the crap that goes on. The TikTok boys, the Instagram boys, the Twitter boys, after not playing well at all, to be fair. The whole game, but especially the first half, went down twice away from home to probably one of the best Premier League. Well, probably are the best Premier League team ever. Let's be real. I mean, they've won so many leagues. They've won 4. Isn't it 4? Is it 4 in the last 5 or 5 in the last 6? Yeah. Ridiculous amount of league titles. So I'm not, coming away with a 2-2, the way we played, the way the game went. I'm actually happy this morning on my birthday. I did not want a loss today because it would have been doom and gloom. To be fair, I think we lose that, we're gone, Jack. I think look, mathematically not gone, of course, but it would have been tough, and I think it would have just soured the week this week. And we've still got 2 huge games coming up in the next few days. Obviously, Benfica, Wednesday. We've 1 foot in the same. We've still a job to do there. We won't be overconfident there. We still got to play that game. We still got to put out a strong team. Yeah. I still think we'll need to score to win that game. And, of course, next Saturday, we won't even look forward that far. But it's a semi against City again. And I think the lessons learned yesterday, hopefully, will come into fruition with Liverpool next Saturday. And I think in the midfield especially, maybe in front as well, we can talk about it. But even for the Benfica game, I'd be looking at that Benfica game, the different connotations up front to see what I could do. Maybe Bobby Diaz get a start against Benfica, that type of thing, and mix it up then and be looking forward to Saturday as well. And I think because that midfield yesterday was just, I'm not saying it was too slow, it was full of experience, but it needed a bit of energy, a bit of Naby, a bit of Curtis Jones in there. What did you think of the midfield yesterday, Jack?
I was disappointed, mate, as I said at the top of the show on the intro. It's difficult. We haven't got, apart from obviously Thiago, technically, possibly Thiago's good enough to play in that Manchester City 3. Obviously not ahead of De Bruyne, but I think it give a couple of their midfield players a good run for the money. It's difficult because Henderson, he's not that technical Spanish midfielder or a Belgian midfielder. He's a workhorse. And I think Henderson yesterday, we all love him, but he tries too much sometimes, and that's what we needed yesterday. Just a calmness on the ball. Just play the simple ball. Don't be doing nothing stupid because the complete. I haven't seen Henderson's stats or passing accuracy. I'd be surprised if it was quite high. But Fabinho didn't have the best game. But it's when you've got players running behind you that we've all played footy as a kid when growing up with, especially if you've got faster players coming up against you or certain better technical players around you. It's difficult. And it was, if it didn't allow Trent to have his best game, or Salah really, even though it was a great assist in the second half, we did step up our game, but City could have run away with it in that first half, took all their chances, especially the Riyad Mahrez opportunity. I said in my post-match, mate, I was speaking to you, it was, that reminded me, and hopefully it is the case of when Barcelona come to, in the first leg at the Camp Nou, had that great opportunity with Dembele and that to really put the game to bed, even though we probably would have scored more goals at Anfield if we needed it. The power of Anfield in the second leg. But yeah, the power of Anfield, I'm hoping will get us over the line for every single Premier League game, mate. It's refreshing that the majority of our big games against the big teams are at Anfield, and we're not really going away from home, really. I don't know if it's a Tottenham game.
Tottenham's at Anfield. Tottenham's at Anfield. United's at Anfield. Everton's at Anfield.
Yeah,
we one or two tricky ones away. Of course, we've got the likes of, we can try get them up there if you want. We can put them up the Liverpool 7 fixtures, but we Southampton away. We've got Wolves at Anfield. I think in the last game, which is the same connotations to 2019 season. But you can have a look at it here, Jackie boy, if you want. I mean, there's the remaining fixtures for City and Liverpool. I mean, look at Cities as well, Jack. I mean, pressure on them Wednesday night. They dare not go through to the semis in the Champions League. We all know that's what they want. They've never won the bleeding thing. So that's a nasty little game Wednesday night. Ours is slightly easier. Let's put it that way. A, we're home. B, we've got a 2-goal cushion. And Benfica aren't as good as Atletico. Let's be real. So, and then we play City again on the Saturday. And it depends on what happens Wednesday night. So psychologically and all, I think you can only look, okay, we've got United then on the Tuesday at Anfield. They're absolutely fucking shite. But the thing about it is they'll give us a game for the fact they will not want to lose. They will not want us winning the bleeding league. That's a trophy to them. Liverpool not win the league trophy. That's a trophy they want because they're not going to win any other fucking trophy. And then, of course, the other one is Brighton. Brighton, look, they got a 2-2 from us. Hopefully that
weird team,
you were 2-0 up. Do you remember that game?
Yeah. 100% there, mate. It's as you said, and even the Champions League, mate. If both teams do progress into the semi-finals, Real Madrid, that'll be even if we're playing. In a way, I'm not being funny, but I actually want City to get into the semi-final, so they have to play Real Madrid home and away and put all their bleeding eggs in one basket and if they get knocked out Wednesday night, it'd be harder to win the league, I think. Yeah, 100%, mate, because that's the bread and butter, really, would you say, chat as well. City, they know what to do, really, but 100% agree with it, mate. And even say, obviously, City is still going to play Wolves, and potentially if they say if Liverpool and City do progress or City get into the FA Cup final as well, hopefully that isn't the case, but if it is, then that's just adding an extra game into the mix, really. Obviously, City have got a lot of quality, similar with Liverpool, with the squad, but you would think Brighton home, Watford home, the Newcastle home games, the home games for City, the Villa game there. My eyes are on the Leeds away, the West Ham away,
and the Wolves away. They're the games I think it's possible for City. Even a draw. And never mind losing the game. I'm on about draws here.
Yeah, it's only one draw then out of all
yeah,
them.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool, look, United, the good thing is we've United at Anfield. We've got Everton at Anfield. Newcastle away is tricky. You just don't know what team's going to turn up for Newcastle. That'll be a tough game. But the Spurs game, everybody's pointing to that Spurs game, the way Son and Kane are playing at the moment, the way Spurs are playing at the moment. But the other thing about Spurs are they'll come at you and they'll play. You know what I mean? They won't sit back. So in a way, and they're at Anfield, that'll be some night, and that'd be a great game to be going to, actually. That's a proper game. The Villa away, Gerrard, Coutinho factor, Danny Ings factor. Southampton away, I think they're at the beach. And then Wolves at home. I'll tell you what, Jack, I would take having to beat Wolves at Anfield on the last day of the season to win the league. I don't care what anyone says. I'd take it right now.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We've all watched Liverpool. You've watched Liverpool a lot longer than me, mate, and I'm pretty sure there was league titles, lost league titles, and been bloody crazy stories as well when Liverpool were at our pomp, even back in the 70s and 80s. It's going to be mad, and we've all watched football, where it's been as a neutral fan, that all the footy around Europe. It all depends. It could be all coming down to a refereeing decision out of all those fixtures. You never know. So much to play, and I tell you what, if Liverpool are to win all of our games, and whoever we've had Spurs do us a favour, do the double, Crystal Palace done the double over City as well, and we'll have to get a cheeky season ticket also, and if it meant them to get a win, we'll have to get a fucking Wolves top or something if they won it last game of the season.
Look, that Wolves game, I don't. Anta's saying there something to do with Steve Bull Remembrance game, but Wolves for me, they have a good record against City, as we know. But the other thing about Wolves is that game still hasn't been fit into the calendar. That could be awkward if they get into the semi.
Yeah, especially even in the final of the FA Cup. Chat as well. Does anyone know the FA Cup final date? I'm guessing
I think it's the end of May, Jack. I think it's after the league. It's never during the league. It's usually after the league. Yeah,
so obviously if they are to get to the Champions League final as well, that's in around the
but the double semi though is the thing for me. If they have to play two rough, tough games against Madrid. Now listen, if we get through, it's either Villarreal or it's Bayern. Everybody's saying you'd expect Bayern to beat Villarreal, but you never know. But that'll be a tough game. That'll be a tough double as well. 100%. But what I'm saying is, I want City to be in the same rough and tumble as us. You know what I mean? Give us a chance.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely bloody crazy if what Everton happens, even if it goes down to the last game of the season. Hopefully, we beat City in the semi-final as well. It'd be a massive opportunity, and I think Palace, the way Chelsea are playing, I think Palace have got a massive chance. If Palace do turn up, and like we've seen in recent weeks, I can foresee them doing an upset.
Chelsea are hot and cold. I mean, they won 6-0 the weekend. I know Southampton were at the beach, but really, that was like a beach football, basically, that was. But they're hot and cold. I don't know what Chelsea team you're going to get. That's the only thing I would say about Chelsea. I think Palace have a chance. Yeah, it's neutral ground. Definite chance.
Yeah, 100% there, mate. It's interesting that, Anthony. You never know. And obviously, especially Wolves, the animosity that the whole club would be feeling.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were absolutely robbed from at the Etihad. I think all of us remember that ball hitting the armpit of one of the it was Cody or one of the Wolves defenders, and they got a cheeky 1-0 win. Not the first dodgy decision City have had all season, but they'll be up for it, especially if a European spot. I don't think, obviously, not getting top four, but a European spot for Wolves will be massive, especially how good they have played this season. Obviously, I think they've lost 3 of the last 5 games, but
they've come back from the abyss. They were going through a bad time at the start, and they've started to get their act together now, and that they're becoming the team that they always were, very hard to bleed and play against. Awkward. I mean, obviously, I'd take them at Anfield. Last game of the season to win the league, you'd take it right now. You would, but City have to go there. That's a messy, and it depends on when that game gets fitted in. That could get fitted in a week with 3 games or something. You know what I mean? That could be really messy.
Yeah, 100%, mate. How you doing, Cedric? Absolute legends. Every single one of you in the chat.
In the house. Ants Leicester fan channel. Jordan Hyman LFC is in the house as well. You guys are absolute legends as usual. Tom May, John Moore, Jamie Phillips, football chats. is in the house, absolute legend, and Tom May is also in the house. But so Jack, yesterday, as I say, we're still in the race. I still think we've a very, very good chance. I think we win our last 7 league games, we win the league. I think we win the last 7, we win the league. I said it yesterday. That'd be 21 points. That would give us. What would that give us? What have we got? 72. That would give us 7. That would give us 93 points. Would that be right?
I think so, chat. Let us know. I'm all right at maths book.
I think it's 72 and 73 or something like that, is it? City are 73, we're 72. Is that right?
Yeah, good check. It's the thing. I try my best not to look too far ahead with the league table. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I think you're spot on there, mate.
Ant is getting. He's saying they're going to take the 7th spot. They stand to win a few games. They could win the weekend, I suppose.
Yeah. What's happened with you, Ant? I'll probably speak to you a bit later, mate. But Leicester have bloody, apart from in Europe, the wheels have fell off this season.
Rebecca Hardy, thank you very much, Rebecca. I said my age at the start. I'm not saying it again. But listen, it's only a number. Isn't that right, Jack? It's only a number. Yeah. But thank you very much for all your happy birthdays and stuff today. We have a nice 1 or 2 little beers and a slice of cake later. Absolutely. I took today off because I just knew with yesterday's game, birthday today, it could be crazy today. The draw sort of suited me. I had a nice lie-in anyway, but enjoying the chat here with Jackie Boy. And I think Jack's going live tonight at 9 o'clock. Jack Mack LFC.
I'm going to be on with Steve and Ant on separate channels, but I'll be on each one
Steve Plunk.
anyway. But no, not Steve, not Steve Plunk. Yeah, the other Steve we know.
Steve Stubbs.
Yeah, Steve Stubbs. Yeah.
But
those are my legends anyway. All of them.
Legends. Yeah. Listen, look, as I keep on saying it, the amount of channels. Liverpool, especially Liverpool channels and football channel, is just ridiculous. There's another great Ants Leicester fan channel is a fan channel. There's fan channels absolutely everywhere, and the content and the hard work put in is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Douglas is on later with you all, Jack, says Rebecca.
Yeah.
Is that Douglas? Is Rebecca?
I think so. I'm guessing Rebecca, yeah. Hello.
I didn't get it there. I didn't actually quite. I know her name is Rebecca, but I didn't know her surname. I presume it is Douglas, Big Doug's fiance. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Can't wait for the wedding.
Yeah, I was going to say. We might have to come down.
Jack's doing best, man. Just jump out of the cake.
Just get some scouts at the back of the wedding. You weren't invited, Jack. Sorry.
But, listen, Jack, we'll have a little chat. Obviously, we're still in the race, so point behind City, 7 to go. I, for one, am confident. A lot of work to do, but I still think there's a bit of work Wednesday night. Champions League, first leg, 3-1. I think that goal from Diaz in the last few minutes was huge. It would have been a bit more nervy, 2-1, going into it, but 3-1 just gives you that bit of breathing space. I think he starts on Wednesday night. I really do. Especially against a Portuguese side. He was very good in the first leg. Yeah. But we still have a job to do. I think we got to pick a decent side there. I could see 2 or 3 changes for the rest for that big game against City as well. I think he'll have one eye. I know he doesn't usually do it, Klopp, but I think he'll have one eye on the semi on Saturday. It's a 3:30 kickoff, Jack, on Saturday. It's an unusual time. Yeah. You know that?
Weird time, innit? Bloody TV and companies and bloody their scheduling, really.
Like, say 3 o'clock, because 3 o'clock is... Or maybe it's because it's in Wembley and there's probably a few London teams playing. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Even the transport, there was a big nightmare about all that, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, did that get sorted with the trains?
No, well, a load of the couple of my mates, when they were going down, well, all their coaches got cancelled. Well, some of them did. Like with the travel companies, I don't know if they've managed to sort it anyway, but I know a couple of the Reds going down to London. They had some of their coaches cut off, which is stupid. But Scousers and Liverpool fans from around the world, if Liverpool were playing on Mars, they'd find a way of getting to Mars anyway.
Better atmosphere in the Etihad anyway.
Yeah. Well, the Etihad, I think it looked
a decent atmosphere yesterday, to be fair.
Given all tickets away.
Though, all into the corner. Did you see them all tight into that corner there? There's a few unsavory scenes. I seen them. We won't mention them on air, but you get it. I suppose you get it at every ground as well. That's the only problem. But listen, I'm going to move on from yesterday, but I still think that was a point gained yesterday rather than 2 points dropped. I really do. That's a point gained, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no, but it's a massive game, mate. On Wednesday, I think all was going to get in. And for me, I'd go, as I said, one game at a time. We can't take Benfica for granted. I know we did beat them comfortably, 3-1 away from home. If it wasn't for Ibu making a little mistake there. But even still, got to be professional. I'd even say you can make 5 subs, can't you, in Champions League? Even if we are, hopefully on Wednesday, we do get a goal or a 2-goal lead. Start most of our main players, because I'm sorry, if we went out due to be our inability and stupidity from our players, really, not that they do that, it's very rare that we do have a bad result, but I want us all to focus on Wednesday and not take them for granted. Anfield will be absolutely bloody bouncing. All the Reds around the world will be wanting us to get to the semi-final. It's a big opportunity. And I'd start Salah. I think to give him the confidence, if he did get a goal or two or even a hat-trick.
That's what I was thinking,
to start. Play him into... He's not playing bad. And obviously a great assist, as we spoke about before.
What a ball for Mane. What a ball.
Yeah. I think everyone just expects Salah to get 3 goals every single game. But and Mane's playing so well, especially that second half. He played far better. Obviously, slight change for me. I'd like to see Diaz get a little run out. Get even Firmino, even if you do play Firmino.
Yeah, I'd play Diaz, Salah, and Bobby.
Yeah, that'd be my forward for you, mate. Let us know.
And take Salah off last 20 if you need to. Even half an hour. Hopefully you're 2 or 3 up and you're 4-1 or 5-1 up on aggregate. You can make 5 subs. That's the glory and the beauty of the... I know what's coming in the Premier League next year. Seth Mack, thanks very much for the happy birthday. Cedric Lopez, thank you very much. Don't worry, after the stream, I'm going to have 1 or 2 beers and enjoy the birthday and look back at the Reds. Actually, looking to Twitter and looking at different angles of goals and all. I love all that. Checking out all the channel, Jack Mack LFC, of course. I'm sure you all know who he is. Jack, so... I'll give you my starting 11. I think he will go with for Wednesday against Benfica. I think Kanate comes back in for Matip. We have to be kid clubs with Matip. Matip, we just can't keep playing him. We'll need him for the semi on Wembley at the weekend. So Van Dijk's just a horse. I think Van Dijk's okay to play. I think he might rest one of the fullbacks. I think Tsimikas might have a chance in here for Robbo. I really do. I think he might mix it up. Now, you don't want to mix it up too bloody much. I think Trent can continue because of that little injury thing. He's playing, Trent to be okay. So I'd go with Alisson. I think Alisson plays. I know there was a lot of talk about Keller, but I think Keller
it's his competition,
more
isn't
League
it?
Cup than FA Cup or Champions League. So I think Alisson starts. I think it's Kanate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas in for Robbo. Play Trent. Midfield's the big one for me. I think Naby Lad comes in. I think Fabinho always plays. I just think he always plays. I just don't think you can drop him. Henderson didn't have a great game, but I'd give him another game. I'd have Henderson with Fabinho and Naby Lad. And up front, I'd go Mo Salah, Bobby Noluk, and Diaz.
Yeah, I'd more or less agree with you, mate. Chat, let us know who you'd start. I'd rest Thiago only for the fact that we need him against City. It's the only one that can actually keep a ball. So, as you said there, mate, to play Hendo. For me, I'd play Hendo in the 6 on Wednesday due to the fact just give Thiago and Fabinho a rest. Because it's going to be same again. I don't think both teams will be holding any punches. I think both of them will be going mad. As much as we spoke about the fixture congestion for both teams, but no, the teams have no other way of playing. So they're going to be going at each other's throats on at Wembley on Saturday. But yeah, I'd go Naby, Hendo in the 6, and then possibly I'd play Curtis on Wednesday. Big opportunity for him. Not too sure in terms of his availability. I think he should be sound and good to go.
What about Milner, maybe? Millie?
I think it was seen. I don't know if chat let me know. I don't know if there was something about him potentially being injured.
I didn't see anything
on that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd no. Possibly if you're resting Trent, playing right back, or obviously Gomez. For me, I'd possibly bring Gomez in as well. Rest him because I think he'll be key, not just for the game at the weekend in the FA Cup semi-final, but in terms of long term. As you said, there 100%. Bring Kanate in as well. Rest Matip and rest, obviously, as I mentioned, Thiago, because I think those two so integral in terms of thinking long term. But the players that we're bringing in are good enough to win a game against Benfica. But as I said, mate, I'd go with Diaz, Bobby, and Salah. Giving Jota and Mane a rest. Not that they need them, but just to.
But it'd be nice to have on the bench, Jack, if you really need them for the last 20. If we do need a goal or something goes wrong, have Thiago on. Have the guys on the bench. If you don't need them, don't bleed and play them. Just leave them. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of this game. Now, I don't want to write, as Ant is saying there, listen, Liverpool never go into a game, especially a big game, with the wrong attitude. They just won't with Klopp. He won't allow it. It won't happen. As Klopp said, even after the game, I remember the first thing he says, it's only half time. It's basically half time. And that's what I'd be saying to Liverpool. Basically, don't lose the game. We know what happened in the Inter game. That's another little thing we could probably put in our mind as well, which was probably a good thing to happen, Jack. Don't let happen what happened in the Inter game. Similar situation, 2-goal lead, coming back to home. Okay, you could say Inter better team slightly than Benfica, you would think. And even the Inter game with 2 or 3 chances, Jack, we should have scored at least one of them.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And it was different, as you said, there, better quality from no respect to Benfica, but Inter a million miles better than this Benfica side. Not that they've not got quality. We know, we've seen it in the first leg. Obviously, if they capitalise, hopefully not on if Liverpool do make mistakes in the second leg, they need to take their chances. But 100%, mate, right attitude. I don't think that creep in there, and as you said, as I said, top of the show. I think all of us, and most importantly, Jurgen Klopp. If it was say we were getting managed by Brendan, he loves himself, Brendan, doesn't he? So, and especially the way we ended that season, everyone remembers as I've spoken to you once off camera on your shows as well. The maturity from Rodgers he's not learned since his time at Liverpool for me, mate. And obviously back to back missing out on Champions League football, back to back seasons was an absolute bloody car crash from him. And I think long term he's not the lesser manager to take you forward. Sadly, lad, but that's for another show.
He's got a bit stagnant, unfortunately. I think last year was a huge chance. Liverpool was so poor and got third. Leicester had a great chance for top 4 last year. It's huge. Like with Arsenal this year, Jack, I mean, Arsenal look like they're fucking bottling it at the moment. And I mean, if they let Spurs in the back door, they're big rivals, really. That's a bad, really bad for Arsenal, And I expected them to get top 4. They had so many games in hand. They were starting to play a bit of football, a bit of swagger about them. But that lost the weekend and last week is terrible. Brighton, though, that was terrible.
Yeah, and even like Norwich as well, mate, this weekend, winning against Burnley. I don't think anyone expected that.
Crazy.
That's why we spoke at the top of the show, mate. The fixtures and everything, Reds can't be as.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. Every game is a cup final. Every one of these 7 games, they'll be playing City saying, "Fuck these. We're going to come at these. They think they have the league won. We've nothing to lose here. Again, they've nothing to lose against Liverpool or City. It's basically a free hit, really. I mean, Everton are still in the doldrums. Norwich did Everton a huge favour beating Burnley. That was fucking huge. They didn't expect that. You know what I mean? And Burnley and United. Sorry, Everton didn't probably expect to beat United. To be fair, I thought it might have been a draw, but I mean, you just don't know. And the same, he's fully behind Brendan as first team coach now. He's lost responsibility as manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Just turning into Leicester City, chap.
Yeah. And on that answer as well, I'm not too sure on the Ryan Kent.
No,
obviously,
it
wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool have put clauses in, because I think Liverpool have got a lot of clauses for a lot of the Championship players that we've left out on loan. Obviously, if Ben Davies, well, I think we get kind of a bit of money if they do get promoted to the Premier League, similar with Big Nat Phillips at Bournemouth. And pretty sure there's a couple of other shouts in the Championship. Liverpool.
I mean, Liverpool have more clauses than Santa. But Jack, as I say, right, so give me a scoreline, what you think will happen on Wednesday, second leg, Benfica.
2-0 Liverpool. I'm gonna go 2-0. Not on mad. I think we'll play within ourselves. But yeah, with the crowd behind us, I think everyone going the ground or everyone watching from around the globe will be channeling our energy onto the pitch wherever you're watching from around the globe, and it'd be a typical professional performance. I'm hoping, as I said, the lackadaisical nature.
No theatrics.
just get a couple of the main first team players. I know I mentioned a couple of rested players, but I think if Salah needs to start and Van Dijk, I think will start. Alisson in goal as well. Get the professional performance and then sub off all 5 of the main players, as we said, and then get them ready and ready to go again on the weekend in the semi-finals.
John Moore's gone 3-0 and they're saying 2-1. They'll make a game of it. They will make a game of it because of the fact that they'll be saying to themselves, listen, first 10-15, keep the Anfield crowd quiet, try nick a goal. I mean, they don't want Liverpool scoring first, you know what I mean? Or it's probably game over. But I think Liverpool, especially European Cup nights at Anfield, under the lights, Wednesday, chance to go into a semi. Can see nothing more than a Liverpool win, but I don't think it'd be huge. Something like a 2-1 or a 3-1, something like that. Yeah. But I'll take any type of win, to be fair. Any type of win and just get into that semi-final, baby. And we've another semi-final on Saturday against City. It's absolutely ridiculous time to be a Liverpool fan. I suppose a City fan too, I suppose it's fair to say. And here's one in the house. Kyle, not City fan here. I presume he means a Leicester City fan.
Yeah, I think so. One of Van's
mates. The Foxes, it has to be Leicester City, yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, in the house. How are you, my friend? Hopefully you're well. What's your thoughts on Leicester City this season? We just had a little chat with Ant about them, Ant's Leicester City fan channel.
One big fan.
I don't know. I would have expected more off Leicester in the last season or so, but I just don't know. Jack Mack is going 3-1. Look, guys, I think the most important thing Wednesday is get the job done. Try not use up too much energy because we still got big games to come. Make the right changes. Pick the right team. Win the game. And no injuries. I think it's huge for Liverpool. Plus, it gives you a bounce. There's a 2 or 3 week break. And you're in the semis of Champions League. I mean, we should be over the moon here. All our eyes are on the bleeding league against... all our eyes are being taken off things all the time because we've so many games to play.
It's just mad. We're so blessed that we've got such a good team at the minute, and obviously the great manager Jurgen Klopp and his backroom staff. We're as you say, mate. We are in dreamland, but none of us are taking it for granted. Any Reds really just appreciate every single second. It's madness that we're still in all competitions, but we'll take it. It's very rare that has happened over the last couple of years. So
injuries have killed us, but I'm fully behind Brad. Yeah, to be fair, not many people thought. I mean, Liverpool had a lot of injuries last year. We know what it can do if there's 2 or 3 key players injured. It can devastate your team. I mean, it happened to Leicester. Your man Sonchu doesn't look the player he was.
I think the main one, Dave, was if Fofana got injured at the early stages in the pre-season. I think it was at Villarreal or Valencia he's played Kyle or Ants, Fofana. I love Fofana. He's a top talent, and I think with a more experienced coach, I think he's still quite young.
Tillemans doesn't look like he's out, is he? Looks like he wants out.
I think you just need to get rid of them, boys, don't you? Because I think he's only not got too long left on his contract. So any deal for him, I think it'd be a real improvement.
I don't know what channel it's on the weekend. Actually, it could be ITV. You know, channel it's on, Jack, on Saturday. Half 3 kickoff.
Yeah, I think it will be. Obviously, the Capital One Cup, that's on bloody Sky. Typical. All those games should be on bloody Tiesto.
I have them all, Jack. I've Sky, BT, and ITV.
Yeah. Well, it will be on ITV or BBC, mate. Chat, let us know in the UK. Don't know what in terms of it will be.
Gary Richards, hi Dave and Jack. It's a foot race to the title now, baby. Says Gary, listen, it is, Gary, but at least we're in the bloody race. You know what I mean? It's been a marathon all season. And it's turning into a Snickers at this stage. And I think Liverpool, 7 games to go. We've a great chance. Just believe, keep believing, game by game. Let's get this quarterfinal out of the way with Benfica with little hassle as possible. Then all eyes go on to Wembley at the weekend, and then it's league games. It's United on the Tuesday. I mean, it's fucking crazy. It's going to be crazy. You've got to believe. You've got to get behind the team and Klopp. I couldn't believe the crap that went on Twitter yesterday after the game, as if we'd bleeding, lost the title or, weren't good enough. Crap. What he is on about, guys? A 2-2 at the Etihad, 2-1 down at half-time, 1-0 down, 2-1 down. I just don't get it, Jack. I don't get it.
That's the thing. Me and you, Dave, could do our post matches and come on and absolutely bloody fume, couldn't we? It gets you clicks.
It's not my style.
Yeah, it's not mine.
I know other channels do it, and they get big views. There's 3 or 4 of them. We don't even have to mention who they are on most big The likes of Liverpool have one.
All
The
on
likes of
YouTube,
United
mate.
have one.
Anyway,
Arsenal have one.
every
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
base has the
What?
section. It's what gets your views, and negativity. I've studied media for for a very long time, and like even when you're speaking about the general world, it's when even the Echo, fuck me, that is a horrible newspaper. It's published in Manchester now. Their offices. It's a local Liverpool newspaper, but it's a bit mad. Some of the headlines you see when you pick up the Echo, and you're like, wow, it's meant to be a local Liverpool news publication, and it's published in Manchester.
Yeah,
Like,
well, the only one I know of, and I've done a few videos with him, and he's a nice fella, is Paul Gorst, Liverpool
yeah,
Echo. He's a decent, he's a Liverpool fan, so I don't know, but I was just going to say here as well, we just talk about the other two quarterfinals, the other ones in the balance, the Villarreal, Bayern. I mean, great win by Villarreal, 1-0. That was a bit of a surprise. I think they're in with a show here. Bayern Munich are not the Bayern Munich we think. You know that?
Yeah, I think even Salzburg are a completely different kettle of fish to Villarreal, aren't they, mate? I think
Villarreal are a
they're very
nasty evil side. You know what I mean?
very well coached. I think they could,
Yeah.
as we said before we come on, mate. I think they could have done with getting 1 or 2 more goals. I think obviously it would have been a completely different game. But as I said, don't write off this Villarreal team.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, but it'd be intriguing. But it'd be just typical in the David chat that Bayern just turn up with Lewandowski and blitzed him within the space of what I think Lewan got a hat trick against Salzburg within about 15-20 minutes in the second leg.
Crazy.
In the which is mad. But I think if Villarreal, I think it was when they played Juventus a couple of months, I think earlier on in the knockouts. I think they done the business. Don't know if that was last year or this year, but they done it so well in terms of going to Juventus. I think they beat Juventus away from home, didn't they, chat as well? Like 3-0 or something mad, 3-1. Just hit them on the counter attack. They come alive in the last 20 minutes. Unai Emery played absolutely bloody perfect. I really do rate Emery. I know a lot of the Arsenal fans don't, but pretty sure Emery, if he was given time at Arsenal, would have turned that ship around and got his players in.
And the other game, you would presume Chelsea are done. I mean, 3-1, Benzema hat trick. I cannot see them even getting a draw out of that game.
Yeah, I'd fully foresee them getting battered, mate. As it was one of the lads in the chat said, Lukaku's. Yeah, it was Aben saying Lukaku's out, but I think even if
that makes
Lukaku,
no difference, to be fair, in or out,
he still would have been standing there doing that, mate. I think
Yeah.
all their hope is on Kai Havertz. I know Chelsea have done the business last year when they faced Real Madrid, but especially defending, especially with Carlo Ancelotti as your manager, and how good Real Madrid are on the counter.
I just don't know, Jack. I mean, the away goals doesn't count, which is huge, because if the away goals would have counted, even a 2-0 Chelsea win wouldn't have meant anything if they would have went on away. So 2-0 to Chelsea brings it to extra time. So you just don't know.
Never know.
You never just bleeding. I mean, that's why we love football. Absolutely, I mean, it really is. I mean, you could say the same thing about Benfica. Obviously, if Benfica beat us 2-0 at Anfield, I would be shocked. That would go to extra time because away goals don't count this season. And as I said before, it sort of takes it away from the big teams. It gives the other teams a slight advantage in a way, which is probably good. But I grew up with the away goals rule, so it's a bit alien to me, you know.
Yeah, was it Kyle? Yeah, was it Villarreal? Thought it was, mate. I thought it was either them or Valencia. Obviously, what he's done to Fofana, bloody stupid tackle. We've had it in the past.
Seen that, the Villarreal, the pre-season. Kyle Knott's talking about it there. Broke his leg, didn't he?
Yeah, Fofana, yeah.
In a pre-season, though, I mean, what was that all about?
I think we had it with Roma a couple of years ago, Dave. Don't know what player it was. But I think it was Larucci. One of our young players, I think it was, got absolutely bloody hacked down by one of the Roma players. You get it, mate, but it's just stupid.
Chilwell is getting the love. Chilwell is getting the love from the Leicester City fans.
Yeah. He's one of those not talented, massively overinflated English players, isn't he? Him and Grealish think that the bloody gods gift him the new David Beckham's of football.
Oh, stop, Look, that's the modern. Like people keep calling it modern football. I don't want it. I want old school football. That's what I want. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen the thing today, and a lot of United fans are picking up on it. That the Pep and the Klopp loving, the hugging and kissing at the end of the game, the players kissing each other. Van Dijk's kids go to Kevin De Bruyne's school and their friends, and they drop kids off. And they were saying, like, this isn't a real rivalry because of the fact that they're basically sending each other love notes. Now, I can get that because I'm an old
Sour
school
grapes, Dave.
It is,
grapes.
but I like a bit of niggle as well, Jack. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I like that old school niggle.
Henderson can
80s
turn
style,
it up. I'm pretty sure Liverpool City played in the final, mate. They'll be going at each other's throats. When you've got a European or when you've got a title, it's the thing, innit? Yes, you can change it, but I think when both teams are that good, Arsenal had to fight back because they weren't as good. Obviously, in the era of obviously the great Manchester United, they were winning bloody trebles. United in the 90s and Everton, they were winning Everton under the sun, and they were like biting Arsenal. Yes, they had a very talented and unbeatable team, but I know we've got a couple of Arsenal mates, but it's easy to draw the game. And the fact that Liverpool and City, there's 1 point in between them for the last 2-3 seasons, something stupid. It's madness, mate. But yeah, for me, it was mad. 100%
respect. Yeah, but it is respect. But you can also have that niggle. I can understand it. I suppose they had Roy Keane thing they're talking about, and he certainly wouldn't be fucking kissing and shaking your hand after the game.
And all that. Well,
he'd be taking your bleeding head off, but he's probably right. See, I'd be old school now like that, so bit of niggle, a bit of nastiness as well.
We've got it with Andy Robinson, Hendo. We remember that. I think Over's going to agree when we remember
Shithousers.
When Costa. We can, especially after we played Real Madrid chat as well, didn't we, and Dave? We learned that from Real Madrid. We come back the following year and won European Cup, and I think that's what's been incorporated. And especially if we do play Real Madrid, we're a lot more matured within our game. We know exactly what they're going to do. And if we are, say, winning in the final against Real Madrid, you don't want to jump too far ahead, but I'm pretty sure the dark art will come out against the Spanish team as well. We're not soft now. We're experienced. You
need that. You need that fucking hard underbelly. I mean, Arsenal were missing it for years in midfield as well. That's where you don't win at. You need a bit of toughness in there. It's all right having silky football, having it all. You always need at least one, maybe two players that can put their foot in. You know what I mean? You need that.
City have got that as well, obviously with Rodri and company when they had it as well. And Bernardo's a little twat, but he's a good player, but he's a twat.
He's a little bollocks, let's be real. He's a little bollocks. Arsenal are always going to see Fort as a trophy. They mightn't be getting that fucking trophy this year. The Spurs are, I think Spurs have a great chance.
Conte's going to get it.
Arsenal still have to play Spurs, don't they?
Yeah, I think Arsenal bottled it a couple of weeks ago, didn't they? When you eventually played them. We've got no players, even though you've sent them all out on loan. But, don't get drawn into that.
Eamon Kelly saying United and Arsenal was back in the day was a bigger rivalry than us in City. Look, it just back. I remember that rivalry, Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson, of course. But it's a different rivalry. I mean, the levels of Liverpool and City now over the last 4 years, there's only a point separating us.
Yeah, I'm talking quality. I think
ridiculous levels, 90 plus points to win leagues. They got 100 points at one stage. So it's just different levels and it's different football now. Plus, it's a tougher league, I think. Like there's teams, there's a lot of money thrown about. You could talk about years ago. You could have talked about there was a big rivalry in the 80s, Liverpool and Everton. Liverpool won the double and Everton were going for it, winning leagues and FA Cups, and you had that. So you'll always have Liverpool United rivalry with the fans anyway, just the way it is. I think it's probably the biggest rivalry for Liverpool is United because the fans absolutely hate each other. But I think Liverpool and City fans are starting to hate each other. The few fans that City have are starting to hate each other.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing, and obviously we'll find out in the next 10 to 15 years if it's still continuing to be Liverpool City. And if City do the unthinkable and beat Liverpool in a couple of Champions League finals or vice versa, then it grows. Liverpool, we tried to make obviously a rivalry when United were winning everything in the league for the last 30 years. We tried to be like what Arsenal were back in the day. Obviously, they won a couple of trophies with Arsene Wenger. Well, as you said there, Dave, for me personally, I base it off the quality on the pitch. Don't get me wrong, United's team back in the day and Arsenal in the early 2000s as well, both phenomenal footballing teams. But as you said there, Dave, the longevity, if we do City and Liverpool still continue in the next 5 to 6 years, if Pep signs a new deal, if Jurgen signs a new deal, and we continue to go and go and go and go every single season, and we're getting 90 odd, 95 plus points every single season, and both teams are at least reaching the semi-finals, the finals of the European Cup, then this will surpass it by a country mile. Because nothing, as you said there, Dave, nothing in the Premier League either has seen a team for the last 3 to 4 years be as mad to reach these points total. Fergie didn't meet those points total. Back in those days, it was a lot more easier to win it in terms of points total. They were winning league titles on 80 odd points. That probably is a big stretch to get even top 4, 80 odd points now.
I think Ant has a good point there. The mid-table clubs are much better teams than they were, 100%. Making the league more competitive and tougher. I mean, as I say, United would have went the way the teams fucking nearly collapsed as soon as they went there. They were losing the game before they even arrived. Whereas now, you go there, like the Wolves away, Newcastle away. Newcastle, as Eamon Kelly says, probably in the next 5-6 years will be like fucking City with all the money they have. I don't know whether you've seen there's some documentary about Man City, the rise of Man City. Drink it in, it's called. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's amazing what money
I put a tweet out on Twitter. I said, drink it in. A glass of black gold, 2008. 2008 was when Sheikh Mansour came in 2008. Black gold was the oil. Drinking the oil, baby.
But, we always remember City getting battered by, was it Middlesbrough 8-0 before 2008, back in the day. Colin Bell, and you can ask City fans after 2008, a couple of their legends, I don't think they'll be able to mention some of them.
David White. But I mean, I remember City, would have been, I don't know, you probably don't remember, but they used to wear that, they had Brother on their jersey, which was, we used to make washing machines and computers or something like that. Brother was on the jersey. This would have been early 90s, start of the Premier League, and they fell at White up front. They'd Niall Quinn playing up front for them. And people like that, played at Main Road. It was Main Road they played at the time. They were always a tough. They always played good football, but they never won anything. You know what I mean? They were always mid-table and never won anything. And they had United looking over their shoulders. And all of a sudden, in the last, 10, 12 years, look where they are now. It's all about the Benjamin Franklins, baby.
And don't get me started, Dave, on those the financial report that come out. Like, was it last week or the week before? Of City supposedly being the top earning club in terms of money wise.
Kyle, I know what Kyle's saying here. That's true, but the money they have is like different level money. Let's be real here.
Like you think about United,
level.
like,
but in a way, you could say, I mean, United have spent billions.
Blackburn won
there.
Blackburn won the league. We're spending all that money.
Chelsea spent on billions, but I mean, to be fair to them, they won the European Cup last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could do it the right way in spending the money, Jack. Or you can do it the wrong fucking way in spending the money. City, in one way, have done it right in the money they've spent. They've been very, intelligent the way they've spent it. But have they done it the right way? Have they done it the moral way? I think that's the question.
Yeah, and we'll find out in the next couple of years, I think.
Well, there's something in some German paper I was reading on Friday, Der Spiegel, which is the big German paper, some other thing about problems with their money. Did you see that, trying to brush it under the bleeding carpet, which... This has been rumbling on for years.
Well, if it did come out in the next 5 to 10 years, if there has to be a whistleblower. Obviously, there will be eventually someone come out and go to the press, because that's what you do find with these publications. I do know that.
Rod is in the house.
Yeah, as you said there, mate, and everyone's already said in the chat, 100%. Liverpool, especially in the affair era, were really... We were spending money, but we were spending on the wrong players. And now, thankfully, we've got a structure now. Obviously, with Jurgen, he knows he's got the right football and men around him at the club. But for a very long time, pre Jurgen Klopp, really, we were spending on absolute shite, weren't we?
No, but listen, as I say, Liverpool are well run. I mean, they're owned by billionaires themselves. I mean, FSG, Fenway Sports Group, and, there's a lot of people in the background there and buying in. And I mean, James, the basketballer, LeBron James is involved. And it's business. last 10 years, Jack, it's changed. It's all about money. It's about business. It's about commercial. It's about TV rights. It's about, let them do all that stuff behind the camera or behind Anfield or even outside Anfield, because you don't do it in Anfield, of course, or the AXA training ground. Look at the training ground. I mean, Leicester City have a great training ground as well. I mean, the facilities now are a different level even than they were 10 years ago. Let's be real. It's more professional. The food they eat, they get plugged into computers nearly like cars for the amount of time they're spent on the pitch, heart rates and stuff. It's mathematical now. So look, the game has changed. It absolutely has, and I think you've just got to go with it. But I'm happy the way I'm happy the way FSG are running Liverpool. I think they really keep a tight ship. I'm in a really, really good place at the moment. Okay, could they spend more money? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Jurgen Klopp is very special though, mate. There's not many Jurgen Klopps around Europe, but we're very fortunate. I think Jurgen Klopp got that FSG coincided with the principles in which what Jurgen Klopp has as a manager. He's not one of those that when he was at Mainz and Dortmund, he was on a strict budget. And I think that suited FSG. They knew they'd bring Jurgen Klopp in and he'd be not happy, but he understands the running of the club. But Jurgen Klopp, as we've seen in a press conference last January, he was fuming about Liverpool not signing a centre-half and FSG, Jurgen twisted their arm to at least get a loan over the line. And that said a lot when Liverpool, you look at where Kabak is now. No disrespect to the lad, but he's at a relegation Norwich and he's really disappointed. And he's got worse players around him that he did have at Liverpool. But at the end of the day, last season, if it wasn't for our two, Big Nat at the back, and if it wasn't for Reece Williams coming in saving our season, more or less, and allowing Fabinho and Henderson to actually go into their rightful positions, then it's Jurgen Klopp is so special, mate. And we're all hoping he does sign.
I think there's an inkling. There's a little crack in the matrix there that I think he might do something. He did an interview last week on BT with Peter Houghton, of course, and I seen him, and he, of 2 years or more, I think he said in the end, it was like a Freudian slip. So I think it's a possibility of a year or two extension, and let's hope him and Salah both sign long term. But as you say, he's more important than Salah. He is. He's what holds the bricks together. He's the mortar that holds the brick together at Anfield. He really is. He's that important,
but all of us don't want to be selfish. If he wants to go, well, not wants to go.
Honestly, if he wants to go, let him go for a year sabbatical. Come back. Go on your holidays for a year and come back.
Yeah, because it's so demanding in a day. We all know, especially even when
24/7.
It's 24/7. You live, breathe, and especially all the stress it must put
even
on.
doing the YouTube channels that we do, Jack. Your Twitter, your Instagram, or your YouTube, whatever's on, and you have in your pocket, and you're getting messages about transfers or someone injured. We're not even being paid for it, and it's not a day job. We have our day jobs, but even doing a little YouTube bleeding channel is 24/7. Never mind being a manager of one of the biggest teams in the world. I mean, it's just absolutely fucking crazy.
I think one thing different, Dave, than the previous clubs, Jurgen, was that watching all the interviews and all the journos that spoke to Jurgen Klopp and everything. He's at a club, and I think he said it himself when he was doing that interview with BT a couple of weeks ago. He's at a club that doesn't sell the top talent. Well, if we do, then we reinvest it. Obviously, Liverpool have been put in a position due to Klopp and obviously the players that are at the club now. We are at the top table, at the elite table with Cities, the Real Madrids, to really attract these top players. And players want to, as good as obviously wages and money is a massive factor, but you want to be coming to clubs like City and Liverpool to at least be in a shout with trophies every single season. You'll know you look around Europe and always know around Europe what players are in it for the money, but there is still players out there that want to win trophies, and that was a massive factor in Jurgen Klopp bringing in Thiago. The fact that we brought a calibre of player that it's been a very long time that we've brought in a player of that ability into the football club, innit?
Eamon Kelly, we were heading to the credit union for a loan. We were in trouble on those two cowboys, Hicks and Gillette, of course, back in 2010. We were close to being in big, big trouble there. And people don't realise that. I mean, you only go back, 12 years? We were sinking ship, and all of a sudden, FSG come in, we get the right buyers, Brendan Rodgers comes in, steadies the ship, and then Klopp comes in and just takes off on a speedboat, baby.
Yeah, I think all of us, me and you, mate, when we speak off camera as well, we're just loving the journey. If we do our videos, me and you just like chilling. It's obviously, as you said before, mate, we don't want to go too over the top with it because we knew, and obviously I was born in '95. Obviously, it was so many bad times pre-Jürgen. Obviously, we had the good times. Obviously, Houllier, obviously the treble round there as well, and obviously we nearly won the league under him as well, but. And all of us, you have your highs and your lows, but yeah, it's tremendous, mate. We love it. We love it.
Yeah, but Jack, listen, we give it the hour, 5 minutes to go, so we can waffle for the last 5 minutes. But as I say, look, just people don't realise, and as I said, what a time to be. You know, we've gone through crazy 2 years with a pandemic. Hopefully, it looks like we're coming near well, it's not over, but we're on the way out, let's say. We've a problem in Ukraine, of course, with the war there. Let's hope that doesn't get any worse or spreads. But I mean, we're living through crazy, crazy times at the moment. I think football, especially in the last 2 years during COVID, has taken us through. Now, I wasn't mad about the games where there was no crowd and it was like a five-a-side or it was like a beach football. You could hear the kit man. But it's just great that fans back at the ground, the atmosphere outside the ground with their bloody, outside greeting the buses coming in and all. It's just different level. And where we are right now, from all the doom and gloom, even around Christmas time, there was doom and gloom, to where we are now, even if we don't win any more than the League Cup and finish second in the league or whatever, this has been one hell of a ride. And I still think there's still twists and turns. We're not out of this title with a point. We have a League Cup in the back pocket. We will hopefully get into the semi at least in the Champions League. And I think we have a really good chance of winning number 7. And then FA Cup semi on fucking Saturday. I mean, if we can be, hopefully it's a good birthday present for you, Dave, and anyone birthday if it is this week. It's going to be massive. But the confidence that would do, especially obviously getting a draw at the Etihad, the first half we had. But if we can do the business, everyone I know at the weekend in the semis, that would give the lads a confidence boost. And especially if Palace or Chelsea, it won't be an easy game in the final, but if we can get the game boxed off, we've got to focus one game at a time. But if we do the business on Wednesday and then focus on the semi at Wembley and all the Reds travelling down south as well from all around the globe as well, it's going to be a massive game. If we can get into the final, it'd be massive. It's easy season, but the most importantly, the psychological confidence it gives to these players and the fan base as well, 100%. Jack, as I say, listen, we're in dreamland. You're in dreamland. Jack Mack LFC. Have you much coming up content-wise or live shows to tell the lads about and boys and girls about?
Yeah, I will have a little pre-recording coming out a bit later on. What day are we on? Obviously, what day are we on? Tuesday?
Monday?
Monday, yeah. So we'll have a pre-match build-up tomorrow. Chat. So appreciate you having me on, Dave, especially on your birthday. Absolute legends. But yeah, me and you have been in this game not as long as a lot of the older channels on YouTube, but it seems like forever. But we're enjoying it, mate, and I really do appreciate it.
You've got to enjoy it, Jack. It doesn't come around forever. I said it before, I'll say it again. These times, quadruple, treble chances, whatever leagues wins, Champions League wins, doesn't happen every year, guys. As we said earlier in the chat, Hicks and Gillette 2010. You know what I mean? We were a sinking, bleeding ship, and look at us now. Top of the table in the league. I mean, not top of the league, but top at the top table with City, basically. Liverpool City in the last 3-4 seasons. Champions League, one of the top tier Champions League sides. And we're even adding domestic cups to the table where we didn't usually do with Klopp. So it's dreamland at the moment. It's and look at United and Everton in the doldrums as well. You just throw that all into the little stew. Yeah. And I mean, it is beautiful.
If we did win Everton Reds as well, as much as it would pay off all the rival fans, but it'd be absolutely amazing. Imagine the party, not just on Merseyside at the end of May. We, as you said there, Dave, we didn't properly celebrate the league, and it was difficult. Obviously, it was a difficult 2 years for everyone around the world, not just in England. But if we can manage to celebrate 2 or 3, or even Everton, a couple of trophies, it'd be magic. And especially, obviously, there were so many, Dave, in it. When me and you went to the Anfield Lap Show a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago or before then.
It was 2019. It was 3 years ago, Jack.
Yeah, when we went down, when there was a load of Australians and everything. Just Liverpool's so massive around the globe, and we all always know it. Especially just doing our YouTube channel, just chilling and speaking to all of our boss subscribers week in, week out. It's crazy. If you go on Aldi, you'd always find a Liverpool supporter or a Liverpool group or a Liverpool bar as well. It's wide ranging, the Liverpool family, which is amazing.
Guys, we've given you the hour. It has been Dave's LFC Chats with Jack Mack LFC. As I say, guys, hit the like, hit the share to my channel and Jack Mack LFC's channel, of course. Eamon Kelly, you guys are absolute legends. Gary Richards, happy 21st. Thank you very much. Gary, 21 all day. I'll take it all day, baby. Seth Mac, cheers, lads. All the best. As I say, lads, a lot more content to come. I might go live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with the likes of Keith and Ivan, maybe Jack as well, for a little Benfica closer look. I haven't talked to the lads even about the 2-2. We can regurgitate that 2-2 draw and look forward, because it's all looking forward for Liverpool at the moment, guys. We're still in this race. We ain't going nowhere. And it's Benfica, all eyes on Anfield on Wednesday night. Jack Mack's actually going to be at the match. That lucky bastard's going to be at the match. Liverpool, Benfica. So look forward to it. Get the win, and then look forward to the City game at the weekend. We don't want to look too far ahead, but it is all good in the Anfield Garden, guys. Stay safe. Hit the like. Talk soon. Cheers.
Yeah,
I'm going to enjoy my birthday.